All right, let's talk about the weather, Crime Stoppers. Here is a hurricane, Hurricane Lane. This is a big hurricane. It's a Cat 4 or 5, thereabouts, just getting into 5. It's going to start stalling out and getting cooler, though, because all this cold air is going to cool it down. And when it cools down, it becomes less violent, right? It'll go from Cat 4 or 5 down to 3 to 2 to 1, eventually dissipate as it gets into the colder waters of the northern Pacific. But down here, where it can suck lots of heat off of the equator, I mean, look at that. You can just see it sucking the heat off of this and feeding itself energy. And it's moving like this. I had this thing pegged. Let's peg this right there. What do I get for a reading? I get, it's now 1589 north and 156.43 west. It was 1499 north and 155.5 west. That means it's moved a degree this way and a degree that way. That's a relationship of almost 1 to 1. It's not quite 1 degree to 1 degree, but still, that would make it, if you can do some math and plot, that would make it on a course that goes basically like this. If that was, I mean, all things considered from what we have, right? There's two kinds of people in the world. People that can extrapolate. Anyhow, so over here we have low pressure for it to move into, and we have all of this cold air, and we should get some fun thunder and lightning, because look at all this warm air coming up from the equator and cold air coming down from the northern Pacific. So when that warm pressure, or excuse me, when that warm front hits that cold front, you're going to wind up with lightning and thunder. Also, we had huge amounts of particulate matter because of Kilauea in the atmosphere, and therefore the cleanup crew is here. And this is an electromagnetic event, by the way. I'm not even going to go there and bother with that. But the idea is that in order for water vapor to form in large amounts, you need a particulate matter. And we have huge amounts of particulate matter all in this area of the Pacific because of Kilauea, throwing up, sulfur dioxide, but I mean also actual particulate matter, ash, and small particles of from the volcano. That fine powder gets in. I mean, it's an aerosol, and I can change the map to show the particulate matter. Let's do that, and we'll pause this for a second. The colors are just so pretty. This is particulate matter. And it looks almost exactly the same as the other one, except you can see the particulate matter in the air. I mean, it's a slightly different thing, but it's very, very similar. And what this is doing is showing the particulate matter that this hurricane is sucking up and pulling off of out of the atmosphere. And that particulate matter, as this warm air and this cold air get together, you get condensation, and there is no condensation without something for it to condense around. So the fine particulate is what it needs. And you're going to see huge amounts of water in this area right here. In fact, we're already getting it. It's raining here on Maui. It's raining on the Big Island. And it will be raining on Oahu by tomorrow. But you're not going to have the high winds and stuff that they're forecasting. We're not going to get slammed by this, because this is not going like this. It's going like this. And like I said, over here, there is a area of low pressure for it to, quote-unquote, slide into. It's not exactly what's happening, but close enough. The last one was the last one was particulate, and the one before that was surface. This is about 1,000, 10,000 up? What is it there? I'll take a look here. It is 1,000. And you can see it's moving a lot faster the higher up. The air at the surface is not moving quite as quickly as it is at 1,000 feet. And remember, this mountain, that's a 10,000 foot mountain. That's a 13,000 foot mountain with a 12,000 foot mountain. So it makes a lee right there. But that's not enough to move this system into. Yes, this thing carries its own. This is its own animal. But it cannot run against the stream. Just like you'll never see it go this way. It's not possible. Unless there was wind coming up from the south over here, or we had konas, as they call it, here in Hawaii. But if we had south, every once in a while, it changes direction, and we have the prevailing winds go this way. Now, if we had prevailing winds going this way, and we had a hurricane moving into, and we've had that happen when I was a younger man, much younger man, One of those hurricanes smashed right into us. But this one isn't going to be the one because it can't go against this grain. I don't know why they're trying to make it sound like it's going to do this. Now, let me show you the difference between politics and science. Politics, science. Here's the Europeans with their model. Here's the Americans with the model that shows, and I say I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. Consume. Also, there's a military base over here, and they enjoy studying social media and the effects of social media on human behavior. And I'll leave it at that. But anyway, the idea is that this is not happening. This is most likely happening. This whole fucking thing right here is bullshit. And it's annoying to me because they do. They get you guys to do whatever they want with the news media. Government. What is government? Mind control. Oh, wait. Govern to control. Ment, mind. Okay, so we say mind control, and we don't understand that government is control of mind, or mind control. That's crazy conspiracy theory, but that's what the English word means, government. They got you buying toilet paper and water, and I think they're anyway, it's ridiculous. But the idea is better safe than sorry. Yes, prepare and so forth. But going down there and hoarding water and down there, I mean, any stores on Maui seem the most. They're showing pictures all over the place where the store shelves are empty because people have gone down there and just bought up all the water, all the toilet paper, rice, bags of rice always seem to disappear, right? I mean, really, what are you going to do with a 50-pound bag of rice if you're not a restaurant? 50 pounds of rice will last a family of 4 much longer than it would take to restore power and so forth. And most of you guys look and cook rice over a fire anyway. 99% of you wouldn't know how. I used to know this. Anyway, I can tell you stories about Koho'olawe where freaking Polikapu Deadman, he could make rice on a camp stove, and that thing was fluffy, and the bottom of the pot not burned. Anyway. But the idea is that this is nonsense. The hurricane is coming. It is going to go by us. We are going to get wet, but it's not going to slam into us. All right, that's enough of that. Take it easy, Crime Stoppers. E pluribus unum.